Am I the a-hole for telling my husband to stop grieving his high school sweetheart?
OKOP.
This is OKOP. I'm Samuel Donner.
And I'm John Frye.
And we tell the funniest stories on the internet. And John, I have something for you about loss.
Loss. Oh.
Sadness.
Oh.
And weird relationships with ex-girlfriends and current girlfriends.
So it were.
Am I the a-hole for telling my husband to stop grieving his high school sweetheart?
An eyebrow raiser.
Definitely sounds like you're the a-hole, OP, but we shall reserve judgment until we read the story.
Yes, if there's one thing we've learned, don't judge a Reddit story by its title.
Well, it starts. I'm pretty sure I'm the a-hole.
Well, come on, OP, have some faith in yourself.
In some sense, because of course grief is unpredictable, but there's something that feels insincere, weird about this whole situation. My husband and I have been married for 4 years, together for 6. We're expecting our first child in
You're allergic to this story.
All right, yeah. Damn.
OP disgusts me.
Disgusting.
Freaking allergic.
All right. We're expecting our first child in April. We're excited, but it's also been a rough year because we lost his mom to cancer at the beginning of the year.
Terrible.
Rough. My mother-in-law was an absolutely lovely person, and her passing was hard for all of us. But my husband's not that emotional. He'll share his feelings when I ask him, but he doesn't always talk freely. For instance, when his mom died, we just make an effort to spend extra quality time together, alone and with his dad and siblings, but didn't talk directly about his mom, which I understand. Like sometimes you process grief in different ways, right?
Right. For sure. For sure.
Then, this Thanksgiving, his former high school sweetheart passed away. It's pretty sad. She was the same age as us, 31, and died in a car accident.
Oh, awful.
And then suddenly the floodgates opened.
Oh.
She and my husband dated as teenagers, 15 to 19 years old or so, and were each other's first for a lot of things. Up till now, I never really felt jealous of her. They stayed in touch till their 20s, but had mostly stopped talking by the time he and I got together. Or so she knows.
Oh.
There were maybe a few happy birthday texts exchanged since then, but that was it. She wasn't a hovering presence. I honestly didn't know too much about her because she was a figure of the past and didn't really come up much.
Right.
But all of a sudden, it feels like she's haunting our house.
Oh.
He talks about her nonstop, digs up old things that remind him of her. He talks to old friends who knew her and is now having long conversations about her.
Oh my.
Which, like, you know,
that's very sus. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, because actually, hold on. Yeah. Think about this. If she was a really close friend, but they were never romantic, that response would probably be appropriate.
Yeah.
Right. So that's actually,
I don't know. First girlfriend has a lot tied to it.
Yeah. And, you know, just beyond, you know, you can have relationships, romantic or not, where it's like, wow, I would really mourn this person.
Yeah.
So honestly, yeah, now I think about it, seems like a pretty normal response. But
let's keep reading.
Let's keep going.
He talks to old friends who knew her and is now having long conversations about her. He wasn't like this with his mom at all. So his mom's like chopped liver, I guess. With his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Wait.
His ex-girlfriend, now he's crying over. I tried to be comforting, especially when he got emotional. He cried a few times and only once since his mom passed. I love how she's keeping tallies.
Yeah. Mom, XXX.
I get that grief is not linear or logical, but I feel like I'm now by myself, right? Because she's having a pregnancy right now. She's about to have a baby.
Right.
I'm trying to move forward, stay focused on our baby, and make plans for expanding family while he sits around moping. I didn't say anything when he took an old framed photo of his ex and put it in our shared home office with our family photos. A bit. That's a bit.
We're getting closer and closer. The sussometer is it's increasing.
Tinging off right now. Then yesterday, I was painting the nursery when I went to find him and ask for help. He instead was sitting in the office going through old memorabilia of his ex, just very emotional. And that's when I snapped. I yelled at him that I needed him to be present and focus on the future of me and the baby and to stop fixating on her. I also brought up how he wasn't like this at all with his own mother and that he should cut out the childish act.
Oh, whoa.
I don't want to use the I'm pregnant and hormonal excuse, but I admit my own emotions have especially been up and down lately. I mean, loss sucks, but this seems like an overreaction, especially comparing it to his mom's passing. So the question is, am I the a-hole for telling him to stop mourning his dead ex? Yeah. That's rough.
What do you got? What do you feel?
You know, grief isn't linear, right? Like, grief can, maybe it's the compounding of his mom and this girlfriend, and he's like centering the grief around his or ex-girlfriend. But like, the question that I have is, was this a side piece?
Yeah.
Like, was he seeing her more recently than OP knows about?
Yeah, she was like, oh, they only ever exchanged birthdays. Maybe that's because what he told you.
This doesn't sound like a birthday exchange.
They were exchanging a little more, maybe, if you know it ain't
exchanging some fluids.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's, I think for me, like, okay, if I'm OP, right? I'm a pregnant woman. I'm not, but if I am.
John, a cis white male is now a pregnant woman.
White freaking girl.
Is now a pregnant woman.
So if I'm OP, I think my main beef would be like, you're not worried or concerned with me and the baby. Like if it's really, really detracting from that, it's like, hey, look, buddy, like, you got a baby in my stomach and you got me. So it's like it's not that he can't grieve. I don't know if that's necessary.
Sack up and care for your kids.
Yeah. Just like whatever, like duties and things around the pregnancy, like he's not being very supportive or helpful. You need to be supportive and helpful with the pregnancy you created.
Yeah. So
helped create.
Opie's husband definitely needs to do that. But I do not think the way that she brought up her grievances is the right way.
Yeah.
Especially when the husband is emotional. So I'd say Opie actually is the a-hole and should have brought it up in like at a different time.
That's fair.
Or earlier, you know?
It's rare we get an a-hole. You know, I kind of like it when we
can't show the shirt.
You know, we can't. Hold on. Wait a second, guys. Wait a second.
Hey, the a-hole.
We did it.
Oh man. But you know what you should always do? Subscribe.
Slap the subscribe button, the follow button. By the way, real ones, they follow on Spotify. That's the word on the street.
That they do. And real ones support the boys with the merch.
There we go.
Cancel those Garen hats.
Check out the merch.
Shirts.
Check out the merch.
Support the boys.
Patreon, all link in bio, and we'll see you next time.
See you soon.